Coming up, my top 3 from this video. Let's see where I rank them. Welcome to KDX Bricks Analytics, where I watch all the Lego investing and reselling videos so that you don't have to. So let's jump right into it. It is time for a cumulative table update. I haven't done one of these in a while because I was doing videos to get caught up on the calendar, but here we are. It is May 7th today that I'm recording this video, and this is the cumulative table from January 1st through April 30th. For the April 16th to April 30th data set, this is the second video using that data set, and as you know, in my second video on each 2-week data set, I look at the 4-month cumulative table to see what has changed. Over these 4 months, 154 videos that I watched across 10 channels and captured 794 Lego set mentions and put them on this table. First off is set 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. It has 28 mentions, one more in the last 2-week period with an enthusiasm score of 2.7. So that's the #1 set on our list. And more often than not, when this set comes up, the YouTuber says this is their #1 set for investment and reselling in 2023. So it makes sense that this would be on top of the list. It is a great set. It is $40 for 262 pieces. Don't let that throw you off on the price to part ratio. It is a really good set with 6 minifigures. 4 of the 6 are exclusive, and great for us. The 4 that are exclusive are Mace Windu, the Clone Troopers, and then not the droids, of course. It is still scheduled to retire at the end of this year, so if it does, it will have just over a 1.5-year shelf life, which is excellent. And I want to take a look at another picture so that we can see that arm printing all the way on the right of your screen on Mace Windu, which looks fantastic. His lightsaber doesn't quite glow like Lego has it in the picture, but that arm printing on Mace Windu is really nice, which will come up again in a few minutes. Second set on the list, 40539, Ahsoka Tano Brickhead. 2 more mentions, up to 24 with an enthusiasm score of 2.8. I agree, this set is fantastic. 75343, the Dark Trooper Helmet. Surprising that it's third on this list with 19 mentions, but it does only have an E-score of 2.1. A lot of investors and resellers are getting this one, but few of them are super excited about it. The main reason is because it is a helmet and they all seem to do very well, and because it is a Target exclusive, which should give this one a pretty significant bump. But outside of those couple of positives, there are a number of negatives in my opinion, which I think will hurt it a little bit, but I still do think it will do well in retirement. But let's take a look at this Dark Trooper minifigure from set 75324, the Dark Trooper Attack, and let's compare this minifigure to the helmet itself. I think the headpiece on this minifigure is very representative of the Dark Trooper in the show and looks really good. I think the nose and mouth area makes him look like a fighter pilot, and it's got a breathing connection, whereas when we compare that headpiece to this helmet, everything breaks down in the mouth and nose area. It actually looks like he's got more of a cage over his mouth, like the Hannibal Lecter version. And the other big issue I have with this is all of these studs on the top of the helmet area. Those guys were so slick looking that for a Dark Trooper helmet, I think it needed to be very smooth on the crown and on the top of the rest of the whole head area. But if we go back and forth between these 2 images, we can also see that the proportions are just off a little bit here and there. The eyes are certainly not right on the larger helmet. It looks like the ear and jaw lines are squished in a little bit. So there definitely are some issues with this helmet. But again, it is a Target exclusive and it is a really cool looking helmet. It just doesn't look like the source material. Now on to set 75333, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. $30 for 282 pieces and 3 minifigures. All 3 minifigures are exclusive. Starfighters historically do very well, so I'm a huge fan of this set. And if it retires at the end of this year, it'll have just over a year on the shelves. And that's why it has 16 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.9. Very popular set. And let's take a quick look at this first time and exclusive Tanwi minifigure that looks fantastic. I don't anticipate Lego releasing another Tanwi minifigure anytime soon. Really good, really popular. And then off to the side there, poor little R4 also on the screen. 75309, the Republic Gunship. 1 more mention with 15 mentions, an enthusiasm score of 2. Some people are really excited about this set. Some are only so-so. I love the vehicle in the movies and shows. I've looked at this set 1,000 times and I just don't see it. This doesn't work for me. I don't know if it's color contrasts are all broken apart, but it's just not a set that I really like. Even though I like the scenes, I like the ship, but actually it's one I don't even want for my own collection, so I'm gonna skip this one. And on top of that, this is the exclusive Mace Windu minifigure, and it stinks compared to the Republic Fighter Tank minifigure that we just looked at. And then other than that, it has a Clone Commander minifigure that's in other sets. So the minifigures are a huge disappointment on this set. 21325, the Medieval Blacksmith. 3 more mentions, up to 13 with an E-score of 2.5. This is a great set. I love it. I talked about it a lot in my previous video. 75312, Boba Fett's Starship. One more mention up to 13, but only an enthusiasm score of 1.7. This is the most popular of the more recent, slightly smaller scale Star Wars ships that Lego has released. A little smaller size, a little smaller price. Overall, they're pretty good. I think the hesitancy is just that all those ships, whether it's this one or the X-Wing or the Shuttle, they've all been released many, many times. A lot of people are hesitant on this set. But again, this is the most popular of that line because it is Boba Fett and because the minifigures are great. The Mandalorian looks fantastic. And then, of course, the Boba Fett minifigure looks really good, even though neither of them are exclusive to this set. 76911, the 007 Aston Martin DB5. This is by far my favorite Speed Champions set that's out right now for investing and reselling. It will have just over a year shelf life. And look at this side view. Those curves are spot on. Fantastic set. The Death Star Trash Compactor, one of the first Star Wars diorama sets. Overpriced but really good set, even though it doesn't look great, but that's just because of the colors, because it's a trash scene. And Lego's coming out with more Star Wars dioramas. The three originals should do very well, in my opinion. 75326, Boba Fett's Throne Room. Most of the minifigures are exclusive. It will be on the shelves for just under 2 years, but it's been heavily discounted. Unless you get this one on sale, then you're not going to do too well in retirement. Another diorama, 75329, the Death Star Trench Run. It looks really good, but there are no minifigures in it, so I'm not as excited about this one. 21326, two more mentions up to 10 with an enthusiasm score of 2.2. This is the Winnie the Pooh set. Been on the shelves for a pretty long time, but it is still a great set. It's unique source material. I don't expect Lego to make any or many more Winnie the Pooh sets. All the minifigures are exclusive and look great. It has an enthusiasm score of 2.2. I don't mention all the e-scores or mentions for each set. Make sure you're following along on the table. 76912, Dom's Charger, Speed Champions. 9 mentions with an e-score of 2.6. That's pretty good, actually, because I like this set, but if it was not tied to Fast and Furious, this set would be a throwaway. Lego just struggles at making these Dodge Chargers not look like bricks. But if you look at the side view here, it's pretty good. It's got that great forward rake. Dom fits in there nicely. I can see that the side view can be a pretty good selling point on this set. 75327, Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. I'm a huge fan of this set. Check out my last video and check out my Star Wars video from not too long ago where I talk about this set a lot, but it got 4 mentions in the last 2 weeks, so it's up to 9 total with an e-score of 2.2. The Icons Classic Space kind of remake set, 10497 Galaxy Explorer. Very good set. If it retires at the end of this year, it will have only a little bit more than a year on the shelves, which is really good. And it's a good set overall, but it was designed to be a collectible. And so that does concern me because I think a lot of people are hoarding it, and you do have to get this one on sale because it's already been on sale a lot. 75323, the Justifier, 1022 pieces, but $170. 3 of the 5 minifigures are exclusive, but really all we care about is the Cad Bane minifigure in this set, which needs to do very, very well in retirement for this set to have any chance. Yeah, this figure right here, love the character in the show, great minifigure, but those 5 pieces of plastic on that minifigure are going to have to go for well over $100 in my opinion for this set to have any chance. These are my 2 favorite Star Wars helmet sets, 75349 Captain Rex helmet and 75350 Commander Cody helmet. Both of them got 1 more mention up to 7, and their e-score is 2.4 or 2.3. I actually haven't started collecting any of the helmets yet. I like them for investing and reselling, but I haven't opened any of them up and built them myself. It wasn't something I was too interested in. However, these 2 I really like a lot, and I think that I would like to get them and open them and build them, and then add to that the Red 5 helmet that I like a lot. Both of these should do outstanding in retirement unless something weird totally changes with the Star Wars helmet market that seems to be doing very well right now. 75344, Boba Fett's Starship Microfighter. I like this set a lot. It was a microfighter that needed to be built, and the build is pretty good, which doesn't really matter in a microfighter. The minifigure looks great in terms of the quality and printing, but it irritates all of us because it still has the sand green jetpack and the sand green helmet when those should be dark green. It would have been nice if Lego took this opportunity to recolor those pieces, which to all of us seems like that would have been pretty easy to do. So not sure why they didn't do that to get us up to the modern day after the Return of the Jedi era. But with that said though, to me, I feel like this minifigure will actually be kind of popular because it's almost like a misprint. You know, it's almost become like a joke. Like, come on, Lego, when are we going to get this right for us? And, you know, outside of that, the minifigure is printed really well and looks fantastic, even though the dark green and the sand green don't match and are improper. But this minifigure is exclusive to this set, so I think it'll be a little bit of a point of humor and a little bit of a unique error note to collect when it comes to Star Wars minifigures. 75300, the Imperial TIE Fighter. 1 more mention up to 7 with an enthusiasm score of 2. 75301, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Fighter. Also up to 7 mentions, but only an e-score of 1.3, which I agree with, one that I'm not particularly interested in. 75979, Hedwig, only $40 for over 600 pieces, and it's the first of these bird and dragon sculptures where the wings flap and are really nice, and I think this one is good but it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive. It got 3 more mentions in the last week, up to 6 with an E-score of 2.5, but it has been on the shelves since 2020, so it's got a long shelf life that we're going to have to work through in investment and retirement. But outside of that, I think it'll do very, very well, just a long hold time. And like I said, it goes with the other 2. Here's Fox, that is another great set, not on the table, but just wanted to show the 3 that have been made by Lego so far. And then actually my favorite of the 3 is this one, the Hungarian Horntail. I just love the battle-worn and battle-tested personality and expression in this dragon. And dragons on the Ninjago side do very well in Lego. So I'm excited about this set. 21331, Sonic the Hedgehog Green Hill Zone. 1 more mention, up to 6 with an E-score of 2.3. 76906, the 1970 Ferrari Speed Champions. Outside of the Speed Champion sets that are tied to a movie, this is my favorite that's out right now. Just the color and the shaping and the classic look to it is really good. 1 more mention for this modular building, 10270, the Bookshop, with an E-score of 1.8. I agree. I think that we are becoming smart and a little more selective about which creator buildings to invest in. I think this one will do okay in retirement because they all seem to do at least okay. Probably not the most popular, even though I do like this one a lot. It has some pretty good interior detail as shown here. 75288, the at 2 more mentions with an E-score of 1.8. 76910, I looked at this set in a little more detail in my last video. It'll have just under a 2-year shelf life. It looks fantastic. $45. 2 more mentions, up to 5 with an enthusiasm score of 2.4. I agree. Thor's Hammer, 2 more mentions, up to 5 with an enthusiasm score of 2. Santa's Visit, it's scheduled to retire at the end of this year, but will have just over a 2-year shelf life. 1 more mention, up to 5, but only enthusiasm score of 1.8. I'm a little bit surprised about that because the Christmas themed sets all seem to do very well. 10255, the Assembly Square. 1 more mention, up to 5, only an E-score of 1.6. That's only because this set has been on the shelf since 2017. And so with this very, very long shelf life, and of course the size of the box and storage, a number of investors are staying away because it's just going to be very expensive to get through the post-retirement shelf life requirement to get a decent return on investment on these. But still an outstanding set, the 10-year anniversary of those. 76411, the Ravenclaw House banner, and then also 76412, the Hufflepuff House banner. Both of them have 4 mentions with an E-score of 2.5. I like these. I like that there's only 4, so the collection itself is fixed right out of the gate. Some of the Hogwarts Moments books seem to be doing okay in retirement. I think these are a nice next series that's similar to those. We just need to see how long they're going to be on the shelves for and what their popularity is. 76901, the Toyota GR Supra. I'm a huge fan of this set. I like the color because it's unique for Speed Champions. 4 mentions with an E-score of 2.5. And look at that side view. That is so good. And the other reason I like this is because, yeah, it's a souped up sports car, but it's one that more people will likely own and be driving around on the street. So I think it can capture a wider audience in retirement. I really like it when Lego makes Speed Champion sets that are of more common vehicles. 76230, the Venom figure. 2 mentions, up to 4 with an E-score 2.3. Not one I'm interested in right now. 40553, Woody and Bo Peep, goes well with the Buzz Lightyear brickhead that just retired. This one has 4 mentions with an E-score of 2. The next few have 4 mentions with E-scores less than 2, so ones that I'm probably not looking at. This is the Friends Apartment. This is the Chip and Dale brickheads. Really nice looking set, but not one that I'm interested in. 76245, the Ghost Rider mech and bike. The only thing that's cool about this is that the mech is legit and actually fits on the bike, but it's just another mech and motorcycle set. 75304, the Darth Vader helmet. 1 more mention, up to 3 with an enthusiasm score of 2.3. Not a lot of buzz yet around this set, but I think even though Darth Vader is everyone's favorite character from Star Wars, I think we just always feel like that Darth Vader is there for us. Same thing with this one where it came out, and I think many of us expected from day one that this one would have one of the longer shelf lives when it came to the Star Wars helmet line, and it is not on the list to retire at the end of this year. Came out in 2021, so very long shelf life, and of course that's going to turn off a lot of investors and resellers. Scrolling down on the table, we're now to 10784, the Spider-Man Web Quarters Hangout. 2 mentions, up to 3 with an E-score of 2. I like this set. The Batmobile Penguin Chase, 3 mentions, E-score of 2. The Goat Boat, expected to retire at the end of this year, about a 1.5-year shelf life. Really good set, good minifigures, good build. I like this set a lot. Has an enthusiasm score of 2. And then 76907, the Lotus Evija Speed Champions. A lot of good things about this. I do like the dark green color. It's kind of a standout also in the Speed Champions line, but look at that yellow pinstripe that cuts through the windscreen and across the stickers in the back a little bit. Lego just made an absolute mess out of that, and that's certainly going to detract a lot of people. So this one only has an enthusiasm score of 2. Now on to one of my favorite relatively new Star Wars sets, this ATTE Walker. It got 1 more mention, up to 3 with an enthusiasm score of 2. And of course we're all very excited about this exclusive Commander Cody minifigure that looks awesome. Just love this minifigure. Love all the printing and detail. It's really well done. But this set just came out and it is very expensive at $140 for almost 1,100 pieces. I'm sure as we get closer to a retirement date, we'll have opportunities to catch it on sale, but a very good set. 10266 NASA Apollo 11 lunar lander, up to 3 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 1.7. I talked about this set a lot in my previous video. 76206, the Iron Man figure, E score of 1.7 with 3 mentions. The Tuk Tuk, nice little set, 3 mentions, but only an enthusiasm score of 1.3, which makes sense to me for this $10 set with no minifigures. The DuckTales Brickhead set, 40477, 3 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 1.3. 76900, the Speed Champion set also only has an enthusiasm score of 1.3. I totally agree. My least favorite of the Speed Champions that are out right now. The Daisy Duck Brickheads, 3 mentions, but only an enthusiasm score of 1. The Jeep Wrangler Technic set, 42122, 2 mentions, but it has an enthusiasm score of 3. $50 for 665 pieces. We've been able to get this on pretty good discount, even as low as 35 from time to time, but it's been on the shelves since the beginning of 2021. It's scheduled to retire at the end of this year. The Jeep brand has a great following, but I'm just concerned that this set has been out for so long, been on discount, that unless you're really getting a steal on buying these, then I don't think it's going to go too far in retirement. 40623, the new Battle of Endor Heroes Star Wars Brickheads with 5 Star Wars characters in one Brickhead set. This just came out. There aren't a lot of mentions or buzz around it yet, but I think it will do very well in retirement. Currently has an enthusiasm score of 2.5. And then the 2 new Star Wars dioramas. This first one, 75352, the Emperor's Throne Room. This one is so well done. The design behind the throne looks really good with all those window pieces. This has an enthusiasm score of 2.5 and 2 mentions. Same with the Endor Speeder Chase diorama that we'll look at in a second. Since these are so new, there aren't going to be a lot of mentions yet, but I expect them to pick up over time. This one is $100, which is a huge price, and they're not as easy to get on discount so far, the diorama sets, but I'm sure we'll be able to, so keep an eye out for that. And then I just wanted to show you this picture. Look at Emperor Palpatine right there from that, I would say, minifigure eye view. It's really, really well done. This is a must-have set for me. And then, as mentioned, the 75353 Endor Speeder Chase, which also looks fantastic. This new Mandalorian set, the Spider Tank, has 2 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2, 75361. Same thing with the Speed Champion set that I talked about a little bit in my last video. It's only okay for me. The Icons Vehicle Pickup Truck, not my favorite set, has an enthusiasm score of 1.5. Same thing with this Attack on New Asgard set, 76207, and same thing with this Rocket Mech Armor set. And the Spider-Man brick-built figure, avoid this one, 76226, has 2 mentions, but an only enthusiasm score of 1. I think there's a chance this set will show up on our not top sets list in videos before too long from time to time. All right, so that's everything from the table. Now looking at my top 3. Here's number 3, 76911, the 007 Aston Martin DB5. For a lower price set, I think this one will do very well in retirement. It will have just over a year on the shelves, and I don't see Lego making too many more James Bond themed Lego sets. And like I said earlier in this video, the shape, design, and curves are outstanding. Huge fan of this set. In second place is 21325, the Medieval Blacksmith. This is for a more expensive set, $180. We've been able to find it for $150 from time to time. Since this set is scheduled to retire and therefore only be on the shelves for 3 years and not be on the shelves forever like the Treehouse, then I think this idea set will do very, very well. It'll take a little while to get through the hold time. And then my number 1 set, 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. I think this was my number 1 set in the last video too. And it's just a great set overall for what you're getting. It appeals to many different collectors and Star Wars fans and Lego fans, so it will do very well in retirement. And look at all of Mace Windu's 187th Legion clone troopers with the purple detailing. Just looks fantastic. Great, great minifigures. Thanks for watching this video. That's a wrap, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.